Let's listen to DeSantis' dire warning about what Dems will do if they win in 2024. This is going to be hilarious.
Why it matters. The left is playing for keeps. If you look at what happens in 2024, if the Democrats are able to sweep all the offices, president, Senate, and House, what will they do with that power? They will try to pack the U.S. Supreme Court.
Yeah, something that right-wingers do as well,
They will try to abolish the Electoral College.
which is good because it's just a bunch of rich people voting instead of the president being chosen by the will of the people. It's chosen by just a bunch of random rich people. That's not how it should be.
They will try to make Washington, D.C. a state, so they get two left-wing senators virtually for life.
No taxation without representation, right? So let's make Washington, D.C. a state so those people can have representatives.
And they will try to eliminate voter ID across this country and mandate ballot harvesting in every state of the union. Now,
Ballot harvesting, or you mean the United States collecting ballots to process? It's funny how right-wingers are calling like mail-in ballots and stuff like that ballot harvesting when that's been done for like ever now.
I don't think any of us think that that's a very positive agenda, but even people that aren't terribly political, how many American families are sitting at the dinner table saying, oh man, I wish we could just mandate ballot harvesting across the U.S., or I wish we could get rid of voter ID? No.
Well, yeah, there are people talking about getting rid of voter ID because it's a racist policy, and nobody's saying let's mandate um, ballot harvesting because that's something that's already done. The United States processes its ballot votes so that they can see who got votes.
No, they're talking about crime and education and inflation and all these other important issues. So that's not an agenda that's speaking to the aspirations of the average American. It's an agenda that a political movement is pursuing to try to lock the conservative half of the country out of power,
Good, they need to be locked out of power.
to try to keep our voices from being heard in the affairs of our state, in the affairs of our country. You know, President Reagan said that freedom's one generation away from extinction. It's not passed along in the bloodstream. It needs to be fought for. And I always appreciated that quote, but for most of my life, I thought it was a little bit over the top. I thought it was a little bit hyperbole because, you know, we're Americans. Isn't freedom just in our DNA?
No, because that wouldn't make any sense. Is freedom in your DNA? No, because freedom is still just a concept.
Could we really lose freedom over one generation? Well, if you've been around and followed what's gone on in the last 4 or 5 years, I think Reagan was right.